Morning everybody, here we are today at the world famous iconic Sydney Harbour, the Sydney Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So we are just pre-dawn. It is 6:30 in the morning. We have a lot of colour out on the horizon. Let's just turn around. And there it is, that's the Sydney Opera House in all its pre-dawn glory. How good does that look? It's about 3 degrees here at the moment. It's a little bit nippy on my hand. It's holding up this gimbal. Let's just go for a little walk around. It's a perfect day here this morning. We've got a lot of cloud out this way, so when the sun starts to come over the horizon, we should get a lot of colour up there. So this is the world famous Sydney Opera House. It's 6:34 in the morning and about 3 degrees. But how's that for an iconic view? We're standing out here on the Man of War steps. This is where they used to send the troops off to war, from these exact steps. So that's the Sydney Opera House. It's 6:35 in the morning. Hi Matthew. Hi Makesh, Artis. Got some people running around here. Look at that. Is that just iconic or what? And look at that pre-dawn. Well, thank you for that. Heavy pockets. Hello, Matthew.
I forgot to put a secret.
Raj, I'm at Sydney Harbour, the world famous Sydney Harbour, and this is the Sydney Opera House. Look at that. So again, we're down here on the Man of War steps, and this is some docks where they go fishing from. Got a couple of kids out here now. Thank you, Matthew. Glad it looks good.
Probably the condensation.
Oh, heavy pockets, mate. What are you talking about? Try and keep it civil. Over there, straight over there, that's the naval yards. We have a naval vessel tied up there. I think they're pulling that one apart because there's big holes everywhere in it. But let's just go for a walk. So we're going to go up the Man of War steps, then we're going to come back around to the Opera House, and then we're going to walk up to the Opera House, and we'll go across and have a look at the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So let's just go for this walk. Up in here, that's all the Botanic Gardens. They're closed at the moment, otherwise I'd take you through there. But what we're going to do, we'll just swing around the end of the Man of War steps. And look at that. Sydney Opera House. And there's some people up here, a bride and groom. I don't know if they're models or actually got married last night. They're getting their photos taken. The bride will be freezing because it's 3 degrees here at the moment. So again, if you just tuned in, we're at the Sydney Opera House. We're going to walk up the stairs and we're going to walk around, and we'll come around and we'll be able to see the Sydney Harbour Bridge on the other side. So there's some models. So these are the sails of the Harbour Bridge, the Opera House, sorry. Let's walk right up the top. And there we have it from the top. From this side, you can actually see how big it is. There's a person standing just there. So now you get a scale of the size of it. There's the Sydney skyline. Just down in there, that's where all the ferries take off from. We're starting to get a few people out now. All starting to walk around. Alright. So yesterday, being school holidays and a Saturday, there was that many people around here. It was so hard to walk. They've got everything closed off, which really sucks. Hi, Alma. So if you can see that there, that's actually the start of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And if it didn't have it closed off, I could walk over there to the railings and get the whole lot in one shot. Let's just have a look up here. Look at the size of this building. It looks like a cathedral, doesn't it? It's just beautiful. Anybody that's watching, has anyone here been to Sydney Harbour and the Opera House before? Let's just walk down the stairs. The Botanic Gardens is now starting to get a bit of light in there. It's a beautiful walk through there. There's the model. The model's there getting photos. It's 3 degrees, so she will be freezing. It's funny, the bride, I've been to Germany, and the bride was standing on the Zugspitze. It was -20. The bride was in her normal dress and the guy was in a big heavy overcoat, and the bride was just freezing. Let's look back up here. So we'll come around. Morning. Good, yourself? Can't get up there at all? Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have to go around. They're doing work, they're changing all the steps here. So all the steps are getting, they must get a lot of corrosion from the sole there. Let's head around, see where we can get to. Well, there's the Sydney skyline again. Let's keep moving. Looks like I can get up the other side. Oh, look at the colour. Starting to get some really nice reds through there. So let's see if we can go out a little bit and get the Opera House and the colour at the same time. Not really. Let's just go for a walk. We'll go for a walk underneath. Sydney skyline looks pretty nice too. I don't know if I'd like to live here with the amount of people, but to come down for a couple of days is quite fun. So that's all the steps that have been pulled off. That's them sitting down there. Sorry, I can't give you the full tour, but they do this maintenance work. Some steps running up. Let's just turn around, and there's part of the Harbour Bridge and part of the Opera House. Let's keep going around. My right hand that's holding the gimbal is going numb. It is so cold out here. I think it's saying it's 8 degrees, but with the wind chill, it's under 3 now. It's about 2 degrees. And there's some guys walking around in shorts and t-shirts. They must be from Tasmania or the Arctic. Okay, look at that. Hello, Brisbane Conquest Earth Channel. You can't say you hate it, mate. It's got its good points. Like, look at this here. It's starting to get colour over the bridge. Ha! Alright, you hate it. Just watch. Have a look at it from Brisbane. Let's go back over. So there's the Sydney Harbour Bridge. If you can see bright lights straight underneath the Harbour Bridge, that's Luna Park. Alright, see you later, Earth Channel, Conquest Earth Channel. I'll be going for an hour, so you can come back at any time and tune back in. Over there, that's the International Shipping Channel, so overseas passenger terminal they call it. Look at that, getting some nice colour. Some beautiful colour right over the bridge. Got the flags. Come around this way. And there's the Opera House again. Look at that. Let's go for a walk around the front here. There's supposed to be a seal living out on the front steps of the Opera House, so I'll give you the view of the Harbour Bridge while we walk out there. Sure is beautiful early morning here. Nobody around. Well, a few joggers, a few early morning photographers like myself. But apart from that, not the 10,000 people all trying to get their selfies. Up on top of the bridge, I don't know if you can see, but they've got walkers up there. They do a walk, they go up halfway up the bridge and they have sunrise cruises, sunrise walks, and they walk all day, every day. My sister did it yesterday. It's fairly expensive, but she said it was so worth it. It's a once in a lifetime thing. Let's look back around at the Opera House. There's the sails of the Opera House. Come some joggers, trying to ruin their knees and hip joints. Running on hard surface. Oh, let's get up high. Okay, let's come back around. Here comes a ferry in. Looks like it's just come around from Darling Harbour. Ferry. And that's where all the ferries dock in there. There's all the ferries are at berth at the moment. They must be just starting up their day. But here comes the first one. Now I don't know what that droning noise is. If you can hear that, I have no idea what it is. Let's just follow this ferry. All right, let's cruise around to the front, see if this it's underneath here, so that droning noise must be flushing out the water from underneath the Opera House. So again, we'll look back up at the Opera House, top sail. So I'll give you that view while I walk in. Short and sweet. Sorry mate, I can't zoom in. I don't know how to do it. YouTube just gives you the one lens. Hopefully either Apple or YouTube fixes that, so we can use different lenses, because there are 3 on the iPhone. But at the moment, I can't. Just coming around the point there. There's people doing a kayak cruise. But this barricading here, that's where the seal is. It'll be at the steps at the bottom. We came here last night there. It wasn't here. Let's just hope. No, not here again. Must be out getting brekkie. Straight off the end there, in the middle of the harbour, that's Fort Denison. Coming around that point there, that's where all the people are on the kayak. I don't know if you can see. A lot of them are carrying blue lights to illuminate themselves. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk all the way down there and get the Harbour Bridge and the Opera House in the one shot. So let's just cruise around. So there we go.
So standard Macca's, coffee, hash brown.
Harbour Bridge. I'll give you the Harbour Bridge while I walk down the other end here. A few joggers out today. This is quite a good view. Not many people come and look at the Opera House from this angle. Thank you, Meta. How are you, Meta? And where are you from in this beautiful world of ours? So, look around. That's the mainsail. And Indonesia, beautiful. Anywhere near where there's good surf. And some people walking around. Now I'm walking straight through these people's shot. They won't be happy, but how's that colour in that sunrise now? So I don't know if you can see the people on their kayaks doing a tour. You make sure you didn't flip out today, it's a bit fresh. It was saying on the bomb that it's 8 degrees, but with the wind it's down to below 3. So that's Fort Denison. Where am I from? I'm from the far north coast of New South Wales, right on the border of Queensland and New South Wales. So I'm up on the beaches there. Let's just turn around. There's the Harbour Bridge. And there's the Opera House. So let's try and get both in the one shot. There we go. Part of the Opera House, part of the Harbour Bridge. Oh, had to change hands. My right hand is numb cold. Alright, so there's Harbour Bridge, Opera House. No, it's 6:58, so it's basically 7 o'clock in the morning here. So you're 4 o'clock there, so you're 3 hours behind us, Meta. Let's just walk around a little bit further. There we go. Look at that view. This promenade in a couple of hours will just be jam-packed with people. There are so many people come here to see this view. So I'm going to look back out. So this is where they actually start the start of the Sydney Hobart. Just down there a bit. And they head out around to the left and then out to the right, out through the heads and make their way down to Hobart in Tasmania. As I said before, this is Fort Denison. There's a boat heading out to go fishing somewhere. We'll just turn back around and we'll have a look at the Harbour Bridge. If you're tuning in here for the first time, we're at the Sydney Harbour. That was the Opera House just off there. That's the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And on my channel, I do 3 to 4 live streams every week. I'll post a short in surfing or foiling every day. And I also do a couple of videos every week as well. So if you're interested, would you like to subscribe? That would really help me. I'm at about 690 at the moment, so I'd like to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. 1,000 subscribers. And let's just turn around here. We've actually got a cargo ship or something coming out, so it'll be coming underneath the Harbour Bridge in a minute. I don't know if just there. There's a ship and it's got a tug either side, keeping it straight down the middle so it doesn't bang into the so we'll just let that get a little bit closer. There's the Opera House in all its pre-dawn glory. Looks beautiful from this angle. Look around to the next slot. Look at that. We'll just swing around. Harbour Bridge. And a ship coming out. So we've got a pilot lead boat there, and we have the ship with a tug either side, keeping it straight down the channel. Yes, Meta, we are at Sydney Harbour. So just off to the left, that's Circular Quay. That's where all the ferries come and go, and we also have the cruise ship terminal and Opera House and Sydney Harbour Bridge and the ship coming out. Oh, this wind is numbingly cold, and there's a young couple there. They must be freezing. They're still holding hands and kissing as they're walking, so you can tell they're a new couple. Quite funny, actually. Let's give you a shot. Look at that for colour. So again, if you're just tuning in, we're at Sydney Harbour. That's the Opera House. Circular Quay and the international ships, so the cruise ships come in there. Sydney Harbour. Sydney Harbour Bridge. And there's a ship getting towed out. So that boat there is the lead pilot boat. And this is a fairly large ship. Looks impressive coming out. Okay, the sun, let's just turn around and look over to the east. The sun is just starting to peek its head above the tree line over there. Once that comes up, then this beautiful soft light will go and we'll get some harsh light. You can see the harsh light now starting to come up on North Sydney over there. We have a ferry heading out. It's just coming into view on the left hand side, just there. And the ship coming out. Yes, it is a beautiful sky here. We've got a lot of high clouds, so that's giving us a lot of colour up high. But as I said, the sun's just about to peek over the tree line, and then all this colour will go and we'll just get the normal glare. So there's the pilot boat. So that will actually have, if you don't know anything, if you don't know about shipping, that pilot boat will have a pilot on this ship coming out, and the pilot boat will escort it out. And we've got 3 tugs, one port, one starboard, one aft, and the pilot will actually get the ship out through the heads safely and then reboard the pilot boat and come back in. So the Torm Gwyneth, so it sounds like that is a ship from Wales or the UK somewhere with Gwyneth. But that's an iconic shot, isn't it? Wow, look at the light up there. Beautiful. nice sail. That. Even though I'm impressed. And it's just fantastic. Swing back around. So that ship's just came through underneath the Harbour Bridge. It must be empty, it's sitting very high out of the water. It looks like it's carrying oil with all that pipe work. So that's a tug on the port side, starboard side, sorry. We have one tug aft to slow it down, just in case it gets into a bit of trouble. Let's just try and get this in. That ship is very high out of the water. It must be empty. At the back there, half the rudder's out of the water. That's how empty it is. On the aft deck, you can see some people in orange. That'll be the crew. Up at the top, we're beside Torn Gwyneth. There you have your bridge. That's where the pilot will be sitting. So there's maybe 4 or 5 crewmen just on that aft deck at the superstructure there. And right on the very back, that thing facing down on like a 45-degree angle, that is the lifeboat, and it drops it into the water from up there in the case of an emergency. But that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, let's swing it back around. Let's have a look. That tug has a loose line on the back now, so the ship's going under its own heading. Before it had that taut, so it was actually slowing the ship down, the Tungwanath down. Singapore on the back, so I was totally wrong when I said it's a UK vessel with Gwyneth as the name. Right, let's turn back around. May I see my face? It won't be very pretty, Meta. It's cold here. There goes a ferry. Back up at the Opera House. Let's come around the Opera House. What I might do is go for a walk. I'll walk right around Circular Quay, and I'll come out over here on the south side of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Let's go for a walk. Still no seal here. I don't know where the seal is. The seal's been living down there on the steps. have a look again, and that's where it lives down there. No, nothing there. Last look at the Opera House up close. Okay, let's cruise around. There's the Sydney skyline revealing itself around the superstructure of the Opera House. Another beautiful image. Yes, it is an iconic building, Meta. Very close to it at the moment, so what we'll do, we'll walk right around. I'll give you the Sydney skyline as we walk around. So down the bottom there, that's all the ferries. They're all in queue at the moment. I've only had a couple head out on their daily ferry service. Ooh, this breeze is rather numbing. So again, just letting you know, Coastal Adventures, so I do 3 to 4 live streams from wherever I am during the week. I'll do a short surfing or foil surfing video daily, and I also try and put out a couple of videos per month. At the moment, all the humpback whales are coming through, so I've been videoing the humpback whales. If anyone can just stand still, the phone's slipping out of the cradle. Okay, back in, beautiful. So if you'd like to subscribe, and then you'll be notified every time I put a video out or a live stream. Tomorrow or later today, we're going to go over to Manly on the ferry, so I'll live stream the ferry crossing, but I'll let you know. I'll put it up in the description prior to heading out there. So I'll head down these stairs. Again, the Harbour Bridge. Oops, that's a bit shaky, sorry about that, and Opera House. So let's keep coming around. So we have people down here setting up for the day. Happy White's the seat down, the seats are all saturated. I wouldn't want to be the first person to sit in there. So, Sydney skyline. There's another ferry heading out, so the ferries are just starting up for the day. If you want to have a look back on what we just seen, we had a ship, the Torn Gwyneth. That ship was just pulled out and headed out through under the Harbour Bridge. See, it's that cold. There's nobody standing on the front deck of the of the ferry. Okay, let's get back. We'll just head in this way and then we'll come all the way around Circular Quay and head over to the bottom of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So just bear with me until I get over there. Bye Meta, thanks for watching. So that's Botanic Gardens up that way. Beautiful walk through there. You're welcome, Meta. Don't forget you can watch the whole thing later when it uploads to YouTube. That wind is bitingly cold. I reckon it's nearly 0, that wind chill. Lucky I'm used to surfing in cold water and cold air. Look at that view. That's the Sydney skyline right on Circular Quay. Now we're getting closer, you can see all the ferries at dock. Just there, Circular Quay railway station. That's the cruise ship passenger terminal. And Sydney Harbour Bridge. And over this way we have the Opera House. Backlit, beautiful. Okay, let's keep walking around. I'm going to walk all the way around to the bottom of the Harbour Bridge, up through the rocks. So let's come on this little walk with me. I might actually start putting on a little bit of pace here. So in about an hour or two, this place will be jam-packed. It's amazing how many people they can fit in here during the day. You're basically just in a line walking. Well, that was yesterday, and it was Saturday and school holidays, so maybe not the best time to say how busy it gets, because I'm not from Sydney. Okay, so here we have all the ferries. We've got eateries. We have eateries all along the Circular Quay. Okay, bye Meta, sorry. Look at that. What I'm seeing just looks stunning. I hope it looks that good in the sorry about that. Okay, let's keep moving around Circular Quay and we'll head out to the... So there's all your ferries sitting at berth at the moment. We've got a fisherman down there. Don't know if I'd like to eat any fish out of here with the amount of pollution, or not pollution, just the amount of boats that come through. So there's always, since they're burning diesel to run, there's always going to be bits of diesel going through the water. Okay, a train just came into Circular Quay railway station. Don't know if you can hear that squealing to a halt. Got some, if you're Australian, or I don't know if these are world known buildings, but you got the AMP building just there. We've got the Marriott, we've got Uni Super, Shangri-La, Key West, Four Seasons. So there's a ferry at dock. And looking out to the Harbour Bridge. Alright, let's keep going. Starting to get a few people out here now, a lot more joggers than pre-dawn. Got some cleaners coming through. There was a lot of mess left here last night on the ground. Yeah, the city is really starting to wake up now. So that's Circular Quay railway station. There's a train just there waiting to head out. Harbour Bridge, ferries. Let's keep moving. That's Wharf 3. That goes to Manly. So it doesn't seem to be open yet. It's all closed off. There are buffers in case a ferry gets out of control. It's not going to come through the crowd. It's going to hit them. And hopefully that will slow it down enough so it doesn't hurt anybody. That will be on the end of the wharf here. Let's keep going. So again, if you're just tuning in, Coastal Adventures, I do 3 to 4 live streams every week. At the moment, I'm doing the humpback whales moving north, and they're coming just past my place up at Hastings Point. So I'm doing a couple of live streams from up there. I've got a couple of videos on the humpbacks. I'll post another one Tuesday night. The one I got, well, I'll post on Tuesday, is fantastic. These whales, 2 whales, this water was as flat like it was a swimming pool, and they did not move for the whole battery. They just played in the frame the whole time. I hardly had to move the drone. It was just beautiful. Okay, Harbour Bridge. Okay, keep coming around. So I do 3 to 4 live streams a week. I do a couple of videos, full videos, every month, and I'll do a shorts video every day from the local surf spots or wherever I am at that moment, with some hot surfers in the water. So I've been doing a lot of snapper and D-bar, which is just snappers on the Gold Coast, D-bars just on the New South Wales side of the Queensland-New South Wales border. So all these marquees are set up here. That's Bastille week down here at the Circular Quay next week. At the moment they're doing Christmas in July. So up at the rocks, up there, that's where they'll be doing all Christmas in July. That sun's starting to get harsh now. You won't get the same beautiful light as we had pre-dawn. I don't know if you can see, but there's the Harbour Bridge just through the trees. Ugh. That sun's in a very bad position at the moment. We'll just swing around here. So there's the Opera House with the sun directly behind it. Opera House. So we'll focus on the Harbour Bridge now. So just over there on the right, that's the passenger terminal. That's where all the cruise ships come in. When the cruise ships are running hot, they usually turn over one cruise ship a day here. So they'll come in the morning, you'll have 2,000 or 3,000 people get off at once, and then 2,000 or 3,000 people will get back on, and they will get provisions on for their cruise, and off it goes in the same day. And it'll be gone in the afternoon, and then in the morning you'll wake up and there'll be another one. So we're going to walk back down onto the wharf here. So that's a backlit Opera House. Looks quite nice. That cloud looks good, that's for sure. Okay. So this is the cruise ship terminal. So all these superstructures up here above our heads, that's how they load the passengers onto the cruise ship. And we also have this one here, is where they get the provisions on. And there's the Harbour Bridge. Don't forget, if you're liking what you're seeing, please consider subscribing. That way you'll be notified every time I put out a live stream, a short or a video, which I do multiple times per week. A short every day, a live stream 3 or 4 times per week, and 1 or 2 videos per month. So the videos I'm doing at the moment are on the humpback migration coming past my place on the far north coast of New South Wales. So here's the Harbour Bridge. Oh, my right hand is numb. I can hardly feel my fingers. It is cold. So there's the Harbour Bridge in all its glory. Look at that. What's the time? 7:30. Live stream's been going for just on an hour now. So that's the Harbour Bridge. We'll come around to the left. Now I believe that's the rocks up that way. We'll cruise back around. That is a 3-star Michelin restaurant there. Squire's Landing. Is this? Yes, Squire's Landing. There you have the skyline of the Sydney. Circular Quay, all the ferries will come all the way around. And the Opera House. How good does that look? We'll keep coming around. Oh, a bit fast, sorry about that. Back around, got the Harbour Bridge. Let's keep going. I don't feel like stopping and going back for brekkie yet. So we'll walk right underneath the Harbour Bridge. Let's put a bit of pace on and get around there. But that's a Michelin's 3-star Michelin restaurant up there. Just in that place. So we'll just follow around the rocks, all the old buildings from the 1800s up there. If you're into history, it's fantastic walking around here, seeing the old buildings. There's a water taxis there. I don't know how much I'd like to be sitting in one of those. Wow, look at that. Twin 450s on that boat there, and twin 225s on that one. So that'll get you along at a fair rate of knots. Sorry for sniffing, but it's cold here and my nose won't stop running. And I didn't bring a tissue. So there's the Harbour Bridge. Let's keep coming around. The old figs. Those fig trees are just beautiful. In summer they put out so much shade. The old buildings. These buildings from the 19th century and the 20th century. And then we come all the way around, and then you have the skyline of high rises behind it, but iconic buildings here. Just keep coming around. Let's get around to the bottom of the Harbour Bridge. So I'll keep the Harbour Bridge in the view. And then we'll come around the corner and I'll put the Opera House in for you. So that's the Park Hyatt in Sydney. You can stay right on the wharf. It'd be beautiful, but I think it'll be a little bit noisy because you have people partying and walking around here all day, every day. Okay, we're about to turn the corner. So we'll keep the Opera House in. There we go, Opera House. How's that for a view? Sydney Opera House. Looking down the end of the wharf. Alright, I'll turn the corner, look straight into the sun. That'll be fairly ugly. So let's go back on the Opera House. And we'll come around the corner here, and then we'll get back on the Harbour Bridge. So, Opera House. Oops, sorry about that. Opera House. And we'll swing it around through the sun. And Harbour Bridge. Look at that.
I'll probably have it.
Well, everybody, thanks for watching. I'll leave you there. Don't forget, please like, consider subscribing. I do put out one short every day, 3 to 4 live streams a week, and 1 to 2 videos a week. So again, thanks for watching, and goodbye.